Us first tonight, voters at the polls made their pick for the mayor of Tampa and 7 city council seats today. But there were some definite surprises. The biggest race, the Tampa mayor's race. And with 5 candidates running for office, it looks like a runoff is now in order. The top 2 contenders are Rose Ferlita and Bob Buckhorn. That means they'll face off in a new election on March 22nd. The shock of the evening, Dick Greco coming in 3rd.
We begin our Democracy 2011 coverage with live team coverage tonight. Our Rebecca Medina and Chris Martinez are in Tampa at the Greco and Ferlita camps. And Brenda McLaughlin is here in the studio to give analysis on the race. Let's go straight out to Rebecca Medina, who joins us now live from Dick Greco's camp. And Rebecca, Greco was one of the early favorites. What is he saying tonight about being bumped out of this race?
Well, Jameson, he acknowledged that this was a very difficult race during a very difficult time. He thanked all of his supporters tonight. Then he wished the 2 top contenders lots of luck.
And they said we couldn't win.
He's a former Tampa City Council member and no stranger to politics. And on this election night, Bob Buckhorn celebrated that he'll be going up against Rose Ferlita in the runoff election, beating 4-time Mayor Dick Greco by less than 2% of the vote.
Rose Ferlita, she's a good woman. She's going to run a good campaign. She's run a good campaign so far. I look forward to a competition of ideas. I look forward to a debate about the future of this community.
Buckhorn's victory, a surprising upset to Dick Greco, a favorite in this race and the man expected to be in the top 2. But as the hours passed, the numbers just weren't promising. And with Greco down less than 500 votes and every precinct reporting, it was time to call it a night.
I feel worse about, in a way, letting you down than myself. But by the same token, you have worked so hard. You really have. And I appreciate it so much.
The former mayor finally said he wasn't planning on throwing his support behind any candidate and would leave it all up to the voters. And if you're wondering whether he's planning on another run,
They're not going to run for any more office. That's it.
And the former mayor said the first plan of action is to get back to work. We're live in Tampa tonight. Rebecca Medina, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Rebecca. We continue our team coverage now with Chris Martinez. He's at Rose Ferlita's party in Hyde Park. And Chris, what are her plans now that it's down to her and Bob Buckhorn and not Dick Greco as expected?
Well, Wendy, her plan quite simply is to win. You know, Rose Ferlita walked away tonight with 26% of the vote, more than any other candidate in this race. And she talked tonight about how she's going to be focusing on her experience to set herself apart from Bob Buckhorn.
The other candidates, including Mr. Buckhorn, did not start as a community servant. I started as a small business owner. I started as a civic association president. And then from there, I served the last 12 years, 8 with city council and 4 with county commission. I am most current on the issues. I know what we've had to do when it was good in '99 that I started and not so good today. It's going to be tough. Certainly between now and the 22nd, it's going to be tougher. But I like challenges, and especially now when it's one-on-one, now it's an opportunity for me to show my stuff. To show my stuff and let them know what I can do, how I'm going to do it, and move from there.
And Ferlita's big campaign platforms include, of course, job creation, but also transportation. And she says, yes, that does include talking about the possibility of a local rail line. She believes that will be an issue that will remain a part of this campaign going forward. We're live tonight in Tampa. I'm Chris Martinez, ABC Action News.
All right, Chris, thanks. Our in-depth team coverage continues with Brenda McLaughlin, who joins us now with analysis of tonight's results. Brendan?
Well, Jameson, we all pretty much knew that no mayoral candidate was going to break that 50% threshold to win outright tonight. But as it turned out, the leader barely got a quarter of the vote. The runoff campaign between Bob Buckhorn and Rose Ferlita starts tonight. The race is over for Ed Taranchik and Thomas Scott. But the big story is this. The front-running 4-time Mayor Dick Greco with the ubiquitous yard signs didn't even make it into the runoff. Greco implied that some dirty politicking and the low turnout, caused in part by the rain, was to blame, and he's probably right about that. But many voters I talked to were reluctant to support a candidate so closely tied with Tampa's distant past. I'll have more to say about that in a moment, but first about the winners here. Rose Ferlita. She has been on both the City Council and the Hillsborough Commission. She promises a hard-nosed approach to problem solving. Bob Buckhorn He lost to Pam Iorio 8 years ago, but now the former city council member gets another shot at the big job, promising to make Tampa the kind of city our children will want to live and work in.
5 candidates, though.
Now on the city council races, this is a major turnover at City Hall. First-term incumbent Mayor Mary Mulhern held onto her seat against 2 challengers in the citywide District 2 seat. She is above 50%. Mulhern has been a champion of the arts and community gardens. Now in District 5, Sickle Cell Association head Frank Reddick is the outright winner. This district includes the urban neighborhoods of Tampa Heights and Ybor City. Now incumbent Charlie Miranda in West Tampa's District 6 is the 3rd and final council member to avoid a runoff, fending off his much younger challenger Kelly Benjamin. And in District 7, which includes New Tampa and the USF area, 77-year-old incumbent Joseph Catano was knocked out. He lost to newcomer Lisa Monteleone, who will go to the runoff against second-place finisher Charles Perkins on March 22nd. That's now in seats 1, 3, and 4. All those will go to a runoff election. Now, this is my take on the somewhat shocking loss by former Mayor Dick Greco. The election of 2003, 8 years ago, was a shift away from the Dick Greco style of politics, marked by connections and personal charisma, in favor of Pam Iorio's scrupulous accountability and efficiency. Now, that approach got the city through a major economic downturn in sound financial shape. Crime dropped more than 60% during Pam Iorio's 2 terms. Bob Buckhorn will claim that voters wanted to turn the page tonight, but it's just as likely they wanted to stay with the style of leadership Tampa has right now. For that reason, I do not expect Rose Ferlita or Bob Buckhorn to campaign on a theme of change. What they'll do is campaign against each other. And believe me when I tell you, this will be a bare-knuckled, close fight that starts right now. Jameson.
All right, we will be watching. Thank you, Brendan. And don't forget, for up-to-the-minute election coverage, just head to our website at abcactionnews.com.